My name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of What's the Furthest Place from Here? Issue number 3, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. We begin this issue with Prufrock having a nightmare. He's climbing up the ladder and he hears Sid saying, all the things we will have will be buried in the ground, and everything we lose will once more be found. Wait! So he goes up to the roof and he sees the strangers in an oversized manner destroying the cities and skyscraper like Godzilla style. Where did everyone go? Says Prufrock. They know, Prufrock. They know. And blood is dripping out of her mouth. He wakes up from this horrible nightmare in their new home that they found in issue number 2. You can check out that review as well if you haven't. He wakes up, he's still bleeding from the midsection. He walks down this eerie hallway and he's like, what is this place? We don't know. That's the cliffhanger you left us with in issue number 2. So when he opens the door, he sees Mallory looking at stacks of TVs with blurred dotted screens, and he's just like, what'd you do? I don't know. I just touched the light and it woke up. Well, what's this? And there's like a reference of The Baker's Dozen, and I'm not familiar with that show. But he sees a VHR cassette, and it says Sid comes to visit. And since the whole point of this book at the end of issue 1 is them looking for Sid, well, let's play the tape and see what it is. So they accidentally, well, they didn't play the tape because they didn't know what it is at that point. So they accidentally pushed it in. They're hitting the VCR thing in a humorous moment where they're not going to know what a VCR is, and they're so out of touch with technology. So as they slap and the thing triggers, they see Sid display on the screen saying, hi, my name is Sid and I just walked here, I guess. Well, dear, do you have a family? Whoever's off screen talking to her. Yes, my family are the Academy. Well, you're very far from home. And Prufrock, not knowing this kind of technology, Sid, we're here. Can you hear us? Sid! And it's like, Proof, she's not there. It's not real, says Prufrock. Well, it is real. It's just not now. It was before. So Prufrock and Mallory have an argument of some sort. The door opens up and it's, aren't you nice coming to visit us without being asked? It's like, okay, who are these people? And it turns out they're elderly people, but they're not elderly. They're kids dressed up as elderly. So they're like talking in an elderly manner. What are your names, sweetheart? Where'd you guys come from? And Proof is like, I don't know, how should I know? But y'all need to back up. You guys are getting too close to this personal bubble. And when this brother didn't listen, Prufrock tells him back up. Haymakers him in the face. What'd you hit him for? He's an elder. He is not an elder. It's a funny dialogue with Mallory and everyone else saying these are elders. You're not supposed to hit an elder. You're not supposed to fight an elder. Am I the only one freaking seeing this? They're not elders. Look at them. Alabama and Lafayette came in. What's going on? Well, apparently we're not the only one in this place. I can see that. Mallory tells Alabama, look, Prufrock hit an elder. You hit an elder, bro? Turns out, old lady takes off her wig and she's not an elder. It's just a kid being dressed up as an elder. So she's like, we did nothing wrong. We were being nice, but you did break into our house and then you attacked us. But Prufrock's like, whatever makes the past appear again, whatever. Play that thing. So Prufrock tells Alabama and gang, Sid is on this tape and they think it's crazy. But when the tape actually plays and they see and hear Sid in recorded format, they're like, oh, well, she was here, right? Yeah, she was here. Where did she go? We want to find her. Well, the strangers took her. I'm sorry, but she was a good girl in your family. Is that it? Let Nana make you some pies. This is like an eerie, trippy, who the F is Nana? So Prufrock leaves. He's pissed. There is a funny moment when they're eating pie and Meryl, you know, the redhead from the Pig Gang, and they have like this breaking bread and they show who's gods and they share their gods. I'll let you guys read that if you do decide to purchase this comic book. Link in description, by the way, if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. So Prufrock is pissed. He's walking down the hallway. He hears a dog. He asks the dog, talking to the dog as if the dog will know, hey, you seen Sid? Let me get this off you. I must be losing my mind talking to a dog as if I know you've seen Sid. The dog growls. There's something behind the window. Ah, it's the strangers. And we're in issue number 3, and we know little to nothing about these strangers other than they dictate where the kids stay and how they get their food and what they eat. So Prufrock's like, what the hell with this? So as they're eating their pie, Prufrock kicks open the door. Wham! They're like, what are you doing? What did you do? I was watching us, so it got it. How'd you get it? And then Prufrock holds up a cane like Alabama's like, oh, I never thought of that. Nana's like, do you know what you've done, you idiot? Boy, you killed us all. What the fudge are you thinking? Let it go. No, I ain't letting it go. I got one of them, and there's one more out there because I saw 2 of them. And Nana's like, they're strangers for a reason. We stay away from them. That's the deal. You just broken it. Because they stole our family member. I need answers, and perhaps they can tell us what the deal is. And this stranger is clearly like moving in position, adjusting itself, and about to get ready to get up. And Alabama tries to talk some sense into Prufrock. Even if he knows Sid is still alive, can this thing even talk? And Prufrock's like, she had a map. A map of what? And I think that's referencing issue number 1 with Sid. Stranger gets up, about to make a run for it. Lafayette, stop it, says Alabama. Lafayette just holds up a knife, and blindly, the stranger just walks up into the knife, impaling himself. And it's like, what? They can be killed? They can bleed? We didn't know that. We just didn't know what they were. And then Nana tells him, hey, Prufrock, you know what? Don't even bother asking the stranger where Sid is, because they can't talk. They don't speak. And it turns out they do speak. They're there. Puts hand on his face, and Prufrock just gets like this guilt driven, like, we have to leave now. And Nana's like, okay, we'll deal with this. We'll clean it up. Alabama's like, thanks. I don't know how we'll repay you, but we got to get the hell up out of here and find a new place to live. Otherwise, we're dead. If the other families find out we did this, we're dead. And Prufrock's like, we're already dead. So Nana gives them a last chance offer. You know, before you guys get some distance, you know, you could always stay here. Join our family. We'll keep you safe. Alabama's like, look, very kind of you, but we got to go. But the other 2 members of the academy, one's name's Mark, and I believe the other one's name is Leia. They're like boyfriend and girlfriend, so they decide to stay. But it's so eerie that why would you want to stay? Maybe they just got comfortable being there, having a roof over their head. So argument ensues, and when the rest of the academy leave, minus Marky and Layla, they leave, they go find, we gotta find our girl, let's go find Sid. And I love this eerie moment where they walk by the woods, nothing's there, and then as they cross, stranger appears there. This is an awesome scene where Nana offers Marky and Layla hot cocoa, but the hot cocoa is poison. But when Layla collapses, and Marky's like, what the heck's going on? He gets clobbered from behind, must have put a concussion or a wound in his head, and it shows their point of view as they wake up in the dark. That's heavy, and they hear them talking notes because they're almost grown. We should have taken him. It's not worth it. Shut up, Grampy. We rescued him. This was worth it. The academy are going to be split up or killed by now, right? Right. So no shame in getting the Bold folks home some new blood. So they're going to recruit these people. And when they wake up and they realize they're unclothed, in garments, what the heck's going on? Is this the bad part? Nana looks at Marky like, no, this is the bad part. As she puts pliers to Layla's teeth. Ouch. So as the gang is walking down the woods, they hear something. Is it the boys in blue? I don't know, but get down. If you start making some noise, they're gonna hurt us. Car pulls up, stops. They get out. Notice the clown shoes right there. Hope it ain't Pennywise. Hello, someone out there? They must be the Carnies. They're supposed to be friendly, right? Says Mallory. I don't know. We don't have any friends at this point. And they wake up. And I love how Merle, the former pig gang, has a mouthful of grass, literally. And when they turn around, they look at the Carnies like, nobody ever told you shouldn't be out at night? Oh, God, like, you guys just look different. Well, you guys want to come to the carnival? I imagine that's where the next issue will step out. So now, Marky and Layla are shaved. They're initiated into the Bald folks' home. They get a knock on the door, and it's one of the strangers. Oh, you got our message. How do you communicate with the strangers? And yes, it's established that they talk, but how do you establish communication in them? Nana informs the stranger the body's in her, so they're thinking it's the other one. There's 2 of them, right? Because that's one picking them up, and the other one's dead. Prufrock said he sold 2. And they told the stranger it wasn't us. And a 3rd stranger walks in to help carry out the dead stranger. So they're like, oh my gosh, what is happening to the family? But I don't know. Nana tells them, so I can't tell who this bold person speaking is. I imagine that's Marky, as he gets both his teeth pulled out and enter initiated into the Bold folks home. What happens to our family now? But if there's 2 of the strangers, doesn't that mean there's much more? And we get this last panel of there is a lot more strangers where that came from, and that is to be determined. As usual, this turned out to be another great issue. The highlight of the book is the stuff in the surveillance room, in my opinion. The Bold folks home was probably a sanitarium of some sort. So there's a room full of monitors and VCRs, and I enjoy Prufrock and Mallory's humor and how they really don't understand how they work. Now, you get to know a little bit more about the strangers. It was always indicated or hinted that there's only 2, or there may be only be 2 strangers, but it turns out there's a ton more of them. We know the strangers established where the kids stay and where they eat. Where is Sid, by the way? This book does answer your questions bit by bit, but at the same time, it leaves you with enough mystery to keep you pulled in and wanting more. This is an excellent comic, and you will enjoy this, adding it to your comic book collection. Link in description if you wish to do so. With that being said, what's the furthest place from here? Issue number 3. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, You know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.